Right, I'm gloving up to make my golden egg curry. It gets its goldenness from this turmeric. And although I want its beautiful hue in the food, I really could do without it staining everything in the kitchen, including me, forever. I use a teaspoon to peel it, like I do for ginger. It's the easiest way to go. It's very thin-skinned. Who isn't? Just comes off very easily. The cling film on the board is another one of my precautions. Seems a bit of a faff, I know, but it's so worth it, because fresh turmeric adds such depth. I mean, of course, you can use a teaspoon of ground turmeric, so don't worry. I'm going to just chop it roughly. And this is ingredient numero uno for the curry paste, which I'm going to make in here. And in it goes, and now I can deglove and get on with the rest of the paste. Fair amount of chopping has taken place. I've got some garlic and some regular green chilies. I've de-seeded them, and I've left these teeny little green finger chilies with the seeds in. They are very hot, but I'm trying to modulate the heat in this fashion. A lot of warmth, some ginger, and a lot of shallots. In everything goes. And now I'm going to blitz them to a paste. Oh, it's both fierce and fragrant. I've got a smooth paste now. All looks a bit day-glow green at this stage, but it won't once it's cooked. To do that, I'm going to heat some vegetable oil in this wok, and I'll get my spoon that I've already ruined with turmeric. And I have to say, ground turmeric does exactly the same. I'm just going to fry this until it softens. Think eggs poached in a rich, aromatic, tamarind-sharp, coconutty soup. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, nearly forgot my lemongrass. It's getting engulfed by the paste now. Looking rather Halloween, but it won't. But this now, it's just soft, it's slightly reduced. So in goes some coconut milk. And some tamarind, and the sharpness is so crucial here. Got a bit of salt, always important with eggs. Well, I think important with everything. Just a bit of water from this recently boiled kettle. While that's coming to the boil, I am going to perform a small amount of surgery on these 3 finger chilies, because part of my heat modulation scheme means that if I pierce these slightly with the tip of a knife, a bit of the heat will seep out into the sauce. If you want it milder, don't pierce them. If you want it much milder, don't add them. And however hot you think you like your food, don't eat them. The currency of recipes is such a valuable one to me, and I was given this recipe by a Malaysian friend. I'm going to hope my Malaysian is OK here, because I think it's called masak lemak telur. Now, this is lusciously thick and still bubbling. So, in goes the egg. So you can hear the curry sauce is impatient for it. On goes the lid. I have to say, I often make a huge batch of this sauce in advance and freeze it or put it in the fridge in portions, so I can have a golden egg curry at a moment's notice. Yes, that is just how I like the egg. So the white's cooked, but the yolk looks like it's going to be fabulously runny. Tummy is rumbling. I might give it a little bit of chilli. Try not to bite on it. And I've got some flatbreads left over, just right for dippage as well. Right, I'm going in. Glorious. My egg tortilla pie is so much simpler than it sounds. Instead of pastry, I use soft flour tortilla wraps. So I just want to oil the dish first to make sure the bottom layer doesn't stick. Help it crisp up. And there we are. Here's the bottom layer just eased into the bowl. And I've got some ham to throw in. But really, this is not a recipe. I mean, it's just something I make when I'm too tired to cook, but I want to eat well. So use whatever you have lying about the place. But the one thing I always add are the eggs, just 2 cracked on top of the ham. I'm adding cheese to this, so I don't want too much salt, but I cannot eat eggs unless there's salt on the yolks. And now the cheese, again, any hard cheese you've got. But I've got some palate-burningly strong cheddar here. Just letting it fall on top here. It has a kind of crystalline crumbliness. And now, top layer. This makes me feel very, very artistic. Just brushing on to make it nice and crisp when it goes in the oven. So the roof goes on. Squeeze it in a bit. Not pressing on the eggs and cheese, but just into the sides and down to help seal it, like you're crimping a pie. I've got some oil left, so I'm going to give a bit of extra here. It'll go really crunchy. Now, it thinks it's a pie. It also thinks a bit that it might be a pizza, so more cheddar on top. And because of the crumbly texture of this particular cheddar, I will get some lumps falling off as well as these ribbon flakes, but that's just fine by me. Bit more artistry coming up, the all-important hot sauce. Jackson Pollock it in. Well, that wasn't exactly work, and now all it needs is about 15 minutes in a hot oven. Crisp crust, soft yolked eggs, salty ham, and melted cheese. It's got my name on it. You can keep your eggs Benedict. My first dreamy mouthful of these Turkish eggs, and I was utterly sold. The thing is, I think you have to taste it to understand it. That's to say, a poached egg on garlicky yogurt with a chili butter sauce on top. But it is not only a revelation, but a complete sensation. That's Greek yogurt there. I need a clove of garlic that's minced in. And sea salt flakes. I cannot eat eggs without a lot of salt. Although traditionally the yogurt's cold, I like this to be just above room temperature. I suppose you could say Turkish room temperature. So I've got a pan here of water that's come to the boil and is now just hot. The gentle heat underneath the bowl makes the yogurt less thick than when it's fridge cold, which is what I want. So that's the garlicky yogurt, and it can just sit here. And now for the butter sauce. So I need butter. Don't be tempted to have the flame high. Just be patient, it'll happen. If it gets too hot, it'll just spit at you. And this is it, beautiful and hazelnutty. So to this, heat off, I add some extra virgin olive oil. And now my beautiful red pepper flakes, the Aleppo pepper. And as I stir, these foam up fierily. And this will stand very happily while I poach the egg. The water's almost come to the boil, so I'll get my eggs. I always keep eggs out, except when I'm poaching them. I've had a pathological fear of egg poaching for so long that I have devised certain steps that have made me now preternaturally calm when I poach an egg, eager to poach an egg. So, rule 1, fridge cold, it just keeps its shape better. Rule 2, crack the egg into a tea strainer and let the watery bit of white drip off underneath. It's this watery bit of white that, when you poach it, would turn into stringy fluff. I sometimes miss this stage out. I mean, if it's just a poached egg on toast for me in the morning, but Turkish eggs deserve the very best. And now, rule 3, gently transfer the egg to a cup or a ramekin. And instead of adding vinegar to the poaching water, I add, I suppose, about a teaspoon of lemon juice just directly onto the egg white. It makes the white sort of go and hold its shape better. And now, let's see. I'm going to slip the egg in very gently. Make sure your cup is as near to the surface of the water as possible, and then turn the heat down. I don't want to see any movement in the water. I cannot eat Turkish eggs without a hunk of toast to dip in, so toast on, and I want some dill sprinkled over. So peaceful when the water's that low. So while the egg's poaching, I'm going to add the yogurt. Just a few splodges. Don't need too much. And now, gently lift the egg out, drip off a teeny bit of excess water, and there we are, on top of the yogurt. Perfect. And the sauce, I'm going to pour that both over the egg, but some around the edges of the yogurt, like a chili butter moat. The dill. My toast. Perfect timing. Oh, and this is just the best breakfast in the world.